keep the platform open for children, keep on asking, keep on giving answers, create a lively environment. Class has to be like a live laboratory, a lab where the children and the teachers are finding something new and discovering something very new to apply for. When you collaborate, your dynamics of group dynamics, your empathy, your communication levels, your intrapersonal skills also improve.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Great Principles. I'm your host Seema. The only source of knowledge is experience. Well, who said this? None other than Albert Einstein, the man who himself learned everything to experimenting, and today we all know where he is. Rest is history. Please join me in welcoming my very experienced educator of the day, Ms. Jyoti Bhalla. She is principal of Manaskriti School located at Faridabad. Welcome to Great Principles, ma'am. We are very honored to have you with us today.
Namaskar. Thank you so much.
So, ma'am, before we dig into our topic of learning through experience, the experiential learning, let us first understand a little about you. What has been your journey in education? And I'm sure it is a long one. So,
Yeah.
how it has been, what was some rewarding and challenging moments, and what is your vision for students?
Okay, so namaskar to all the lovely viewers who are viewing us. My journey started as a teacher and then very soon it became into administration. I always had that little virus of doing something new and very creative. So I think all my leaders then started identifying every time she wants to do something new in her class. I'm basically a literature and humanities person, but I've done a lot of creative work with students, right? It's been nearly 27 years that I have been into education. And Seema, I think I started as a teacher, then into administration, and then into finally curriculum building, curriculum developing, right from Cambridge International Primary Program, studying the IB curriculum, studying the CBSE curriculum, and then integrating it with the best of the international teaching pedagogies. So that has been my journey. Moving it on, I can surely say that my journey has started from a soldier, and then I've come to this position as a principal of a new school which started in 2018 in Greater Faridabad, and a new school with a very new age progressive education mindset here, where we want to make our children very confident and very very independent thinkers.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, dear viewers, as I told you, a very long journey with a lot of learnings and experience. So, ma'am, from your journey, from so many years, you have seen actually how education has evolved over the time. So, tell me, ma'am, in all these practices, the various kind of policies that you have seen, what do you think is the way future for our students?
Yes, Seemaji, the journey of our education, if I say, it has been very, very progressive now. For some time of year, we used to feel it up that was getting very stagnant. It was becoming the similar way of rote learning, cramming, and going to the chalk and the talk. But then over the years, with so many people into education and teachers also, everybody wanted to undo that chalk and talk methods and the rote learning ways of it. So that is why everybody then started moving into active teaching and active learning processes. After active teaching and learning processes, people started thinking that yes, children should not only be taught actively with the help of the technology, with the help of project based teaching, but also with more and more of other teaching pedagogies. And number of teaching pedagogies came into being, and the best and the most important, which every teacher has to always remember, is a pedagogy when she tries to make the child understand that he is a curious thinker, that he is has to become very very independent, and he can ask any question. When Seema, we create a platform for a child that he is not at all hesitant enough to ask any question, I think that's a win-win situation, that the teacher has created an environment where teacher and the children have that type of affinity, that they are able to solve each other's the curious thinkers of today's generation. What happens is when we tell the children, no, you can ask me next, sit down, let me first finish my syllabus. I think that's the time which I tell all my teachers also, that the curiosity of the child is just undone. So the best way is keep the platform open for children, keep on asking, keep on giving answers, create a lively environment. Teachers are no more facilitators, they are in fact activators who have to activate their minds so that the children ask questions. The five mantras, Simaji, which I always give it to my teachers also, is listening, speaking, reading, writing, and creating. These are the skills that we all have to take care of. Now, this can be done even through discussions, through drama, through storytelling, through poetry, through simulations in the senior classes, and through demonstrations, role plays, and in the senior classes 100% discussions. If the teacher does not allow for the children to discuss their viewpoints, no class can be a very happening class, a living laboratory. I always say that the class has to be like a live laboratory, a lab where the children and the teachers are finding something new and discovering something very new to apply for.
Absolutely, ma'am. Very wonderfully explained what is going to be relevant and how can you find relevance in every situation. So, what I loved in this answer was, that which kind of pedagogy needs to be followed, that needs to be focused upon, because what happens is the generation that you're teaching is different and the pedagogy that you're following is being redundant. So this is the major problem that we all face in many schools. Yes, the things are changing, people are understanding that things are not going to work, and through ma'am's experience, ma'am has very made it very very clear that now the role of teacher has become into facilitator and a motivator, mentor. So this is what needs to be kept in mind and ensure the curiosity is always there. The just to learn is always there. So very beautifully explained, ma'am. Moving ahead in our conversation. So the part of pedagogy is much talked topic, and that is a topic of today also, and that is called learning by doing, the experiential learning. So what is it all about, ma'am? How is it going to benefit our children? How is it, in longer run as compared to the chalk and board method?
Yes, Seema, the best way to explain to a child is to do it. And that is what is experiential teaching. Until and unless the teacher does it along with the children, no experiential teaching can ever happen in a classroom. Experiential teaching lies on five to seven pillars of understanding. It is on initiating by the teacher, it is upon making the children decide, teacher deciding, making the children think, then the children reflecting onto it. When they reflect onto it, when they think onto it, they start imagining it. And then together, the children and the teacher, they analyze it, what they have learned. At times in the classroom scenarios, it becomes very very humongous also for the teachers to do it. But if at all they plan it out, their lesson plans, their pedagogy to take up one particular topic, I always tell my teachers to take up the topics bit by bit, take it up as topic wise discussions, and also assess them also as topic wise. That is how experiential teaching learning processes moves on. Because until and unless a child elucidates, and until and unless a child is able to justify his answer, which is as per the new education policy also, until unless he is able to apply Bloom's taxonomy, he will never be able to apply it in his future life. Now, children are learning about coding, they are learning about artificial intelligences, they would learn the tools, Simaji. But until unless we tell them where they're going to be applied, how they are going to be applied, when they are going to be applied, they will never be able to apply it in their real time situations. So, the national education policy, which keeps saying that the pre university and the school level has to bridge that gap. That is why now the skill based trainings will start from ninth itself. 10th, 11th, and 12th has to be something very, very experiential, very skill based trainings. Also in our school also we do a lot of skill based training. Now for the commerce children, we send them to the school accounts department, we show them the invoices, we show them the profit and loss statements, how they are made, what is budgeting, so that they real time also go and see. I had a guest also from one of the universities, and even the professors from there also were saying that when the children come to us at the university level, we find that at times they are not able to, to come down to the nomenclature of what we are trying to teach them. So I think
Right.
schools have to bridge that gap, and with this new education policy in place, I think the children are going to be more self-aware of the real-time situations. And something which is very important nowadays is collaborative thinking, collaboration, which is very important for children. Until and unless the children themselves synergize, sit together, when you collaborate, your dynamics of group dynamics, your empathy, your communication levels, your intrapersonal skills also improve. This is what is required in the industry also, and even in the social fabric of life also. Life skills also has become very important for us in schools to teach them nowadays in K-12, because life skills is something which the child is learning even from a drop of anything that they happen in a classroom. We have already started gratitude walls in the school. We have started gratitude jars in the classroom. At times, teachers ask us, "Ma'am, what do you want us to do in the gratitude jar?" Which we say that they can say thank you to anybody, but they all have to say thanks. They should know how to thank anyone. Though we all thank to the Almighty, but I feel we should all thank each other, to everybody in and around who has got us into the classroom scenario. So all these social skills and life skills is part of the experiential teaching processes, which all teachers should follow it up, so that we make better citizens and good human beings. Until and unless we have good human beings, knowledge is, I feel, is incomplete. To feel the knowledge, good value systems and good attitudes have to be built in children right from the beginning.
Absolutely, ma'am. So, to my dear viewers, I'm sure there's not even a single doubt left that experiential learning is what is required to be done in future, because till now we have been spoon feeding our children, whether at school level or at home level also. And by doing that, what did the child learn apart from the shape of the spoon? Nothing else. So that is what is the importance of experiential learning. And my dear, all my dear viewers, it is not only the responsibility of the school, also as parents at home, there is so much that we can do. We can get children involved in the discussions, we can get them involved in making decisions, let them do the small household chores that we generally have entire system to take care. No beta, you just study. That is not is what is going to help. So ma'am has given some wonderful examples of how experiential learning benefits the child in future. It's our duty too. Except without collaboration of school, parent, and student, success cannot be achieved. And ma'am herself described how important is collaboration in future. So this was Jyoti Bhalla ma'am sharing valuable insights with us. Thank you so much, ma'am, for enlightening us with your words.
Thank
I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation, and I'm sure my viewers are enlightened today and they will certainly follow the practice of learning by doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Seema ji. Thank you so much.